What is happening, battlers and girls at PvP? Trainer Remco here, coming at you with a Forest Cup tournament video. Now, I did not wait this tournament because it was more of practice for me, just to, get a feel for my team and see how it did. This tournament was absolutely stacked. We had quite a few high-level players. It was 6 rounds, each round was 30 minutes, so it got done relatively quickly. Now, when I first took a look at these teams, I was like, there's quite a bit of spice in a lot of these teams. Some people are running triple grass, some people are running Camerupt, some people are running Vespiquen, others are running Mac Cargo. You can see Vespiquen and Tangrowth. There were quite a few Stunfisk and Azumarill from what I saw. And then this one dude's running Entei, and then down here at the bottom you got Cordillea and Ferrothorn. So there were quite a few interesting picks. In this tournament, I ran Kingdra, Blaziken with Stone Edge, Mantine, Ampharos, Sunny Cheerum, and Ferrothorn. Coming into round 1, I battled iRunFast 221, who was using Mantine, Meganium, Galvantula, Abomasnow, Blaziken, and Swampert. So at a first glance, I thought that Ferrothorn or Kingdra were pretty safe leads against this team because his only true counter for Ferrothorn is Blaziken and his only true counter for Kingdra is Meganium. There's no opposing Ferrothorn and there's no Azumarill, so both of those are pretty safe to use as leads. Coming into the battle, I lead off with Ferrothorn and he leads off with Mantine. So this, remembering from The Sims, that this is kind of an iffy matchup depending on the movesets of Ferrothorn and Mantine. Mantine, I believe, needs Ice Beam to win against Ferrothorn in this matchup, but he did shield that first power up because I would have done a lot of damage since it was not yet debuffed. He does have Aerial Ace instead of Ice Beam, so I'm like, that's a little bit scary because it can get off a little bit faster than Ice Beam, I think. I'm not entirely sure, but I fell for that bait. He used Bubble Beam, but despite the fact that it was only debuffed once, it can still do a lot of damage. So I get off the Power Whip, and that is a lot of Mantine's health gone. I'm going to build up to a second Power Whip here, but he gets off another charge move. I'm not going to shield this because I know I can tank at least one more Aerial Ace, but he uses Bubble Beam instead. So that might have been a mistake on his part. I'm going to get off another Power Whip here, see if I can get that shield. He does not shield it, but we're both getting dangerously low on HP. And I'm going to get to the Power Whip, but it's a CMP tie. So I'm going to let this go through, whatever it is. And it's another Bubble Beam, so that's another mistake. He didn't build up to an Aerial Ace to take out my Ferrothorn there. So because I got off this one last Power Whip, I win the lead. And he brings in Blaziken. Now I have both Mantine and Kingdra in the back. So I decided to bring in Mantine, and he swaps into Swampert. And I'm like, I think I'll stay here because this is a pretty good matchup as well. Swampert needs a while to build up to a Sludge Wave. If it has Sludge Wave, Earthquake isn't going to be doing any damage to Mantine whatsoever. So we are getting the weak connection right there, so it becomes a little bit more nerve-wracking as the battle goes on because of the weak connection and the lag, but we'll get to that pretty soon here. So I'm not going to shield this. I thought he had Sludge Wave here, so I just kind of, since he was already debuffed, I was going to let it go through, but he's only using Hydro Cannon, so I'm assuming at this point that he might have Earthquake and not Sludge Wave. So I'm going to let this go through one more time, building up the energy, and I'm going to farm down Swampert with Kingdra and then maybe get the last shield on his Blaziken. So he is building up a lot of energy right now, and I was like, this could be an Earthquake, so I decided to shield, and it was. I was right. So pretty decent prediction there. He brings in Blaziken, but look, now we're lagging. Now we're lagging, so it became very close because of the lag. But I got off that Octazooka, and I got his last shield. And because I had random shield glitch right there, but he did get the debuff on his Blaziken. Still lagging a little bit more, but he does get off on the charge move, and that's, I think it's gonna pretty much take out my Kingdra right there. But I decided to switch back out so he couldn't get any more energy, and I'm gonna get off at least 2 Bubble Beams here, I believe. We are lagging a teeny bit still. We did get the debuff again, but see, we're still lagging. It became so stressful because I was about to be like, if I lose with 2 water types against Blaziken, I'm gonna lose it. But luckily, we were able to take him out, and that's GG's. And then coming into round 2, I decided to use Kingdra, Cheerum, and Blaziken. So we start off with Kingdra here, and he leads off with Mantine. Another pretty safe lead because Kingdra can win the matchup against Mantine, so we'll see what he does here. So he's building up the energy, and he switches out to Meganium. So perfect safe switch for this. We have Sunny Cheerum, so I'm going to get off that Weather Ball, do what Cheerum is best at doing. He shielded it, so he's going to try and throw an Earthquake right here, but I'm not going to shield it. I think Yep, I don't shield it, and it's not very effective. I don't have to worry about it. I know I can get to at least 3 more weather balls, so it won't be too risky, but I'm going to shield this up because he is going to try and just take me out with Frenzy Plants right here. So I shield that first Frenzy Plant there, and then I'm going to get off another weather ball. He does not shield it, it's very low. I get off another weather ball. Do you see how fast Cherrim is? Cherrim is so fast. And then now the Meganium is down. So he brings back in Mantine, and he decides to use a charge move. I think he was worried about how much energy I had on Cherrim, but that's okay. He uses energy, and that's what we want. So I bring back in Kingdra, and I'm waiting for him to switch out, and I'm going to use the Outrage to see if he shields it. He does not shield it, and the Mantine is down. He brings in Galvantula. As soon as I saw that Bug and Electric, I switched out so fast because I did not want him to get the energy. So we're going to get off our first Blaze Kick here and get his last shield. And I'm not sure. I think he might have near to like a Bug Buzz. Yeah, he used Bug Buzz instead of Thunder. Instead of, I forget, Discharge. It's Discharge. So we're gonna just farm it down at this point. We lag a little bit, so he was able to get off that Discharge. Oh, he used Bug Buzz again, so we might not have Discharge, but that's gonna be GG's for the second match. Coming into the last match, I decided to use Blaziken, Mantine, and Kingdra. So we'll see what he leads with here. He leads with Abomasnow. Perfect matchup. So he switches that immediately into Mantine, and I'm gonna see if I can get him with a Stone Edge right here. He does get off a charge move here. I believe it's a Bubble Beam. Yup. So he's gonna debuff us there, but I'm gonna get off the Stone Edge and see if he shields it or not. Get that, excellent, and he does not shield it. So Stone Edge Blaziken coming in clutch right there. So I switch in Mantine so that he can't debuff my Kingdra. Uses Bubble Beam. It's not very effective, but we do get the debuff. And he brings back in Abomasnow. Probably should have gone with Ice Beam because I believe that would be neutral, seeing as it's an Ice and Grass type. But we're just gonna keep debuffing it. Gonna go for another Bubble Beam, but he does get off some energy. I believe it is an Energy Ball, so I'm not gonna shield it. Does a decent amount of damage, but I'm just gonna keep throwing out those Bubble Beams and hopefully just farm it down. Yeah, the Powder Snow is doing decent amount of damage since it is neutral to Mantine. Probably should have gotten out that Ice Beam, but I didn't really care at that point because I could just bring it back in Blaziken to farm down Abomasnow. So we're going to let this last charge move go through. And then I'm going to bring back in Blaziken. And then he brings in Meganium, and I was like, oh, this could be really scary because I only have Kingdra in the back, and he could beat that because he has 2 shields, but I got the first shield with Blaziken. I'm gonna let Kingdra soak this first Frenzy Plant. Oh no, I used a shield. Yep, so I just wanted to do some Dragon Breath damage because I figured that that I could just take it down with counter damage. So this next Frenzy Plant goes through, does a lot of damage. I'm gonna hopefully get his last shield here with the Yakuzuka, hopefully. And he does shield it. So if Blaziken has a Blaze Kick ready, but it doesn't, so counter damage came in clutch there. GG's for round 1. Coming into round 2, I battled Babylon53, who is ranked elite. He had Ferrothorn, Galvantula, Blaziken, Gastrodon, Mantine, and Sunny Castform. So 2 fire types, which is really interesting, and also Gastrodon, which I did kind of consider in the beginning since it beats all of the Mud Boys, and I thought that Stunfisk and Quagsire with Stone Edge Sludge Bomb would be a little bit more of a threat, but I decided not to use it because it gets wrecked by every grass type in this meta, and it also loses to Mantine. So I figured it wouldn't be that big of a threat against my team. However, if Ferrothorn and Gastrodon get in the right matchups against my team, then I'm in a lot of trouble because Gastrodon can win in the 1 shield against Kingdra, can completely wipe Blaziken and wipe Ampharos. So I had to be very careful about that. Coming into the first battle, I lead off with Kingdra, and he leads off with Ferrothorn, so immediately bad matchup. This is exactly what I was talking about when I said if he gets in the right matchups, then I'm in trouble. So I bring both Sunny Cherrim and Blaziken, and I catch the Power Whip on Cherrim, which is amazing. So I believe he actually doesn't switch out here. So I'm going to get off a Weather Ball here, so I figured, maybe he has Gastrodon in the back as well, so he might not want to switch. He might have Gastrodon and Galvantula, so I'm gonna get off a couple Weather Balls here, maybe force both shields, maybe get rid of his Ferrothorn, and he does shield both, so I decide to shield as well. Gets off another Power Whip, so he's baiting my shield, and I'm gonna get off another Weather Ball, but I saw he switched out really quickly right there, and like I guessed, he had Gastrodon, so thank goodness I saw him switch out quickly there, or else that would have been wasted energy. So I'm gonna get off the Solar Beam, and the Gastrodon is down in one hit. So then he waits for a second, and then he brings in Galvantula, so he probably didn't consider me bringing Cherrim, as he has Mantine, Blaziken, and Sunny Castform. So I get off that Weather Ball, and that damage is just insane. So he gets off only one charge move. I believe I'm gonna shield this, maybe? Oh nope, I don't shield. It does do a lot of damage, but I have Blaziken in the back for that Ferrothorn. So I'm gonna get off an Outrage. And despite resisting it, Outrage does a lot of damage to Ferrothorn. Look at that. Crazy. So he gets off another charge move, wasting his energy. And then he uses the Power Whip, and Kingdra goes down. So I'm going to bring in Blaziken, and that's GG's for match 1. Coming into match 2, I lead off with Ferrothorn, he leads off with Galvantula. Another pretty, well, this is actually a pretty safe lead, because Galvantula has to get out the Bug Buzzers in order to beat Ferrothorn, and it's very squishy, so even Power Whips and Flash Canes can completely just destroy Galvantula. So he doesn't shield that first Power Whip, the health is almost already gone, but he's building up a lot of energy. So I'm going to shield this first charge move. It is Bug Buzz, because people tend to usually go straight Bug Buzz with Galvantula versus Ferrothorn. So I'm gonna get off a Power Whip right here and see if I can burn that shield. He does burn a shield, and even if he hits me with a Bug Buzz right here, I'm not gonna faint, so I'm not gonna shield this. It is another Bug Buzz, but look, I hang on pretty well there, and I'm gonna get off one more Power Whip, and I'm gonna see if does he farm me down here? Does he try to? He does shield, so I switch out quickly to Kingdra in order to try and get rid of the Galvantula quickly. And do I decide to shield up here? I do. So he uses the Discharge, and now he switches into Mantine, and he's shieldless now, so Outrage is going to do a lot of damage. But I have to be careful because I have Blaziken in the back, I believe. So the Outrage does a lot of damage to Mantine. Even if he gets off an Ice Beam at this range, it's not going to KO me. He uses the Ice Beam, and down goes Mantine. And that's the thing about Kingdra teams versus shieldless teams, you do not want to be shieldless. And I was like, oh god, he brought Gastrodon, so this is so bad. I was hoping that he brought Ferrothorn, but if I had Blast Burn, it would have been a lot more damage. But that's gonna be GG's here because I can't do anything. He already has the Earth Power, and that's GG's for match 2. Wow, very, very well played there. So like I said, if Gastrodon and Ferrothorn got in the right matchups against my team, then I'd be in a lot of trouble. So this time I decided to go with Kingdra, Cherrim as a safe switch, and Ferrothorn in the back. So coming into the battle, I lead off Kingdra, he leads off with Castform. Perfect scenario. So he's going to switch out immediately into Ferrothorn. That's why I have Cherrim. So I'm going to get off that Weather Ball. We're going to see if we can burn those shields. So out goes the first Weather Ball, and he does shield it. So I'm gonna match shields with him, I believe, or not. I'm not gonna shield this because I can tank a Flash Cannon pretty well. But that was a very risky move for me to do. So I'm gonna overcharge here, and I'm gonna shield up. He's gonna use a Power Whip because that would definitely KO me from this range. I'm gonna build up to at least, I believe I have 3 Weather Balls now. So there goes the first Weather Ball, and there's the second. So is he going to shield this one as well? Nope, down goes Ferrothorn, so Kingdra's main threat is gone. So he's waiting to switch back in, and he brings back in Sunny Castform. Now I'm keeping an eye on how many Embers he's throwing off, and he immediately switched into Gastrodon, which I figured he had. So that's why I brought Ferrothorn. Mantine also would have been a safe pick here, but I was afraid of Galvantula. So very RPS right here. I just got lucky. He let his Gastrodon faint, and I figured, I was like, oh god, maybe I shouldn't have gotten rid of Gastrodon that early, because if he farms me down now, then he might be able to get to a Weather Ball bait and then Solar Beam on my Kingdra. So I was super nervous right here, but I figured with Dragon Breath not throwing any charge moves that I could just take him out. So I'm gonna shield this up. And he did throw the Weather Ball, so he was trying to bait me here. Not gonna throw a charge move. GG's. So after winning round 2, I was like, yeah, you know, my team's pretty solid. I think I got this. But I was quickly humbled in round 3 by Francisco Isco 89, who's an elite running Stunfisk, Sunny Cherum as well, Firethorn, Blaziken, Kingdra, and Trash Wormadam. Now, I already heard about how people who won Forest Cup tournaments were using Trash Wormadam, but I was like, why are they winning? Because they must be able to get it on their opponent's Blaziken somehow. So as long as I don't get my Blaziken on Wormadam, then I should be okay. But I was dead wrong. This dude wiped me 3-0, knew my every move, knew everything I was gonna do, knew when I was gonna bait, when I was gonna, you know, just switch. It was crazy, and I just felt so helpless. I'm not even gonna lie. But let's go ahead and get into round 3. Coming into the first battle, I lead off with Cherum because I usually use it as a safe switch, but he predicted that and used Kingdra. I was like, I didn't bring Ferrothorn. I'm so screwed. So I switch into my own Kingdra, and he gets ready for that as well. So I figured he was going to try and throw off an outrage right here, but I believe he actually baits me. So I'm like, there's so much pressure in this first battle. He brings in that Wormadam, and I'm like, okay, so I have a Weather Ball ready on Cherum, I believe. So he doesn't debuff, and I was like, that's what I was hoping for. No. So he's up 2 shields. I'm down a shield. He's already up to a charge. I was like, he's going to hit me with an Iron Head, isn't he? I should have shielded either way, because look what happens. Bug Buzz. Gone. I'm like, dude, he destroyed me in this first battle. I didn't know what I was doing. I almost quit right there, because I felt so, like, oh my god. Oh my god, this is the worst thing to happen already in the first round. I told you, I felt so confident, and then just straight up, whoosh. So he switched into Blaziken, and I was like, I mean, that's nice and everything, but I don't have a chance now because he has Kingdra with a decent amount of health back there. So, and plus the confusion damage from Wormadam would just destroy me. I figured he had Stone Edge right here, but he used Blaze Kick. So he got rid of my last shield. He's up 2 shields. I'm shieldless with a near dead Mantine. So that's pretty much GG's right there. So he just waits to bring back in Kingdra, and I'm gonna debuff it. I believe he shields it. And it's just a massacre, dude. Coming into the second match, I decided to lead Kingdra and have Mantine and Cherub in the back. But look, he predicted me again. He put Ferrothorn in the lead, probably because I figured that Kingdra would be a pretty safe lead, but I switched in, catching the Power Whip, but let's see what he switches into now. So he uses the Power Whip, switches into Kingdra. This dude knows my every move, and it stinks. I can't even bait at this point because Dragon Breath is going to do too much damage to Cherum for me to get off a bait and then go Solar Beam. So he shields it, and I'm pretty much just screwed at this point because Mantine, like with how much energy that Ferrothorn has on it already, I can't take down that Ferrothorn. So I switch in to Mantine, shield it, Octazooka. This dude, like, I just felt so helpless at this point. Like, he predicted me through and through, so I'm gonna get off an Ice Beam. Get off an Excellent. He doesn't shield, and I quickly switch out to my Kingdra, but he gets off another charge move, and I'm like, is this an outrage? It's probably an outrage. And it was. This dude, his plays are absolutely insane, and I'm like, crap, I didn't mean to press the charge move. So I waste energy. Not very effective. He quickly switches out back to Ferrothorn. This dude knows exactly what to do. Switch in, switch out as fast as possible. So, Power Whip. Kingdra's near dead. Gonna get off an Octazooka. He's probably gonna shield it. Dude, he just wiped me. I'm like, there's nothing I can do anymore. I got the debuff, but he probably has Stunfisk in the back, knowing how he's been playing against me so far. So, the thing that threw me off here was Trash Wormadam. I didn't know that Mantine, Ampharos, and Ferrothorn could beat it, but it makes sense. So it just threw me off entirely. I didn't know what to do because of that Trash Wormadam, but I actually take this into mind in the next round, where I actually have to battle the same team, but GG's for match 2. So here I am in match 3, beaten and battered. He leads with Wormadam this time. I'm like, this dude knows every move. He knows my every single move. I have Ferrothorn and Cherum in the back, but he decides to lead with Wormadam. Now, I'm pretty sure if I put Ferrothorn in the lead, then I probably would have won this third battle, but I'm going to quickly switch out. I got the debuff, but I'm going to shield anyway because you do not want to take any damage on Kingdra whatsoever. So we go straight for the Bug Buzz. I switch into Cherrim, and he switches out into Blaziken. And then can I get off the Solar Beam here? No, he quickly builds up to a Blaze Kick to try and get rid of my Cherrim. I shield, but what I should have done here is I should have gone for the bait, because I realized that you can actually, with energy, you can bait with the Weather Ball and then quickly get off the Solar Beam right after. So I'm just gonna go for the Weather Ball here, because what else can I do? Not very effective, and I'm pretty much just body right here. We're both shieldless, but maybe there's a chance for me, you know? So I'm gonna wait for the clock to go down. I bring in Kingdra, hoping he doesn't have Stone Edge, and it's Blast Burn, so very close, but he switches out into Wormadam quickly to see if he can farm me down. But I switch back out into Ferrothorn. He uses the Bug Buzz, half the health gone. Dude, his gameplay is absolutely insane. Like, I just felt so bad and defeated, dude. But you know, this is why this was a practice tournament, just to know what I'm weak to and to know what to watch out for. He already beat me to the next Bug Buzz, and that's gonna be GG's for round 3. GG's. That's it. Confusion damage wiped me out. Coming into round 4, I battled Linden Ryu, who is a very highly ranked ace battler. He was using a pretty similar team to Francisco Isco. He also had Trash Wormadam, but he didn't have Sunny Cherrim. He had Stunfisk, Mantine, Ferrothorn, Blaziken, and Kingdra. And I was like, I'm still going to get wiped by this team because just Trash Wormadam just threw me off entirely. I don't know how to counter it right now. I didn't think about the fact that Ampharos, Mantine, and Ferrothorn could beat it until maybe after the tournament. But something happened during this round that just made everything change. It was so insane. Make sure you stay tuned to find out because it was crazy. Coming into the first battle, I lead off with Ferrothorn. He leads off with Stunfisk, and I was like, a great lead. What? So he switches into Mantine, and I have Ampharos ready for that. So I'm going to not shield this first charge move, whatever it is. I'm sure it was Bubble Beam, and it was a Bubble Beam. So I'm just going to see if I can keep building up energy, and then I get off a Thunder Punch. So I'm pretty sure he's just going to go ahead, let this Mantine go down at this point. So I build up a lot of energy, and I'm going to see if I can land a Focus Blast on the Stunfisk. So I build up to the Focus Blast where he got the Mud Bomb off, and it connects. Nearly more than half of Stunfisk's health gone. That's why that Focus Blast from Ampharos comes in clutch quite a bit. So I'm just going to let this Mud Bomb go through, and then I'm going to bring back in Ferrothorn. And he builds up, he actually built up to another Mud Bomb here. I believe he's trying to wait till the switch timer fills back up, and then switches to Blaziken. Kingdra. This cup can be pretty rock, paper, scissors, but I just got really lucky right there, and I was so surprised. I was like, where's the Trash Wormadam? He could have wiped me with that, probably. But I'm just going to shield once and then farm down the Blaziken. So I'm gonna get off the Octazooka. Goes for the Excellent, and he doesn't shield it because that is GG's. Coming into match 2, I lead off with Kingdra. He leads off with Ferrothorn. So bad, terrible lead matchup. So I brought Cherrim as a safe switch for that. So I bring in Cherrim. He quickly switches out to Blaziken, and I'm like, okay, so now I know that I can bait and get off a Solar Beam. So he quickly gets off a Blaze Kick. I'm gonna shield here. I have enough health to safely get off a Solar Beam if I bait correctly here. So I'm gonna get off the Weather Ball. And pretty much, okay, so we're gonna equate this to Goku's instant transmission, alright? So there's the instant transmission right there. He shields it. Watch this. Glorious, man. That was beautiful. That was the best play I've ever had. Jesus Christ. So, Mantine comes in, and I'm gonna bring back in Kingdra because I know I need to save my Ferrothorn for the opposing Ferrothorn in the back. So this is gonna be a pretty close matchup regardless. So I'm gonna see if I can get off the Outrage here, but he switches back to Ferrothorn to catch the Outrage, and that was very, very smart. I was like, oh no. So I should have paid close attention to when he was going to switch back in, because I kind of assumed he would. I just didn't know when he would do it. But I switched back to Ferrothorn to catch the Flash Cannon. And at this point, I'm just going to see if I can bait that shield. So we get off that we can get the Power Whip. He doesn't shield it. I should have just gone straight Flash Cannon, because at this point he would definitely just lose if I went straight Flash Cannon. So he goes for another Flash Cannon, and I'm like, oh, this battle's gonna be super close, man. So I'm gonna, I tried to get off a Power Whip there, but we CMP tied. So he used his own Power Whip, and I'm gonna get off my Power Whip. He doesn't shield it. He switched back into Mantine. I'm gonna build up to maybe at least 2 Power Whips and switch out to catch the charge move. It was an Ice Beam. That would have been GG's if I hadn't switched out there in time. So I get off that Power Whip, and I believe this is his last shield. Yep. So I'm gonna build up to the last Power Whip, and I'm so sure that was a CMP tie. Oh my god, that was super close. So down goes the Mantine, and depending on how much energy he has, it's GG's. Oh, so close. Those baits, man. The bait. Wow. Super close. Coming into the final battle, I decided to lead Ferrothorn, and he caught it with Blaziken, and I'm like, nope, this is bad. So switch out to Ampharos, because I don't want to let him know that I have my Kingdra in the back. So I decided to shield this first Blaze Kick, because I would do a lot of damage regardless. And then he switches into Ferrothorn. I'm gonna bait, see if I can get it off. So we're gonna try and go for the bait, go for the Focus Blast. I'm gonna let this go through. Nope, I lied, I didn't. So I'm gonna see if I can get off Focus Blast here. And it was so close, because like that almost caused another CMP tie. But we're gonna get off the Focus Blast here, and these baits, dude. That's why I love Ampharos. It's so good, so good. Gonna get off another Thunder Punch, and I have Kingdra ready for that Blaziken. And if he has Mantine in the back, I have Ferrothorn. So I was waiting for him to switch out back there, but he didn't do it, so he's just gonna let it go through. I was worried that it was a Stone Edge, but it was a Blast Burn. And he has Mantine, so I'm gonna build up to the charge move, and I'm gonna quickly switch out to catch the charge move on my Ferrothorn. Uses the Ice Beam, and I'm gonna get off a Power Whip. Now I build up to an Octazooka on Kingdra just in case he comes back in with Blaziken and has a charge move ready. So I'm gonna build up to a Power Whip, and I'm not gonna KO the Mantine. So he probably knows what I'm gonna do with this. He probably knows that I'm gonna that I didn't mean to take him out there, and he had the exact same plan. So I had the Power Whip, but it's whatever. I have the Octazooka. That is gonna be GG's for round 4. Very well played. Amazing plays. Jeez, man. Amazing. Coming into round 5, I went up against the great Gaibino, who had Mantine, Ferrothorn, 2 Electrics, Stunfisk, and Ampharos, Blaziken, and Azumarill. And I was like, he has only really 1 hard counter to Ferrothorn. But that's also a lot of hard and soft Kingdra coverage, so I think he might be a little bit worried about Kingdra. But like I said, Ferrothorn seemed pretty safe against that team. Figured he might lead with Azumarill, expecting a Kingdra lead, so I decided to lead with Ferrothorn in the first battle. In this first battle, I lead off with Ferrothorn, and he leads off with Mantine, which is, like I said before, a pretty decent matchup. So I'm gonna build up to a Flash Cannon and then get off the Power Whip, and he gets CMP here, so I decide not to shield, and it is an Aerial Ace. So like I said before, when I went up against the other Aerial Ace Mantine, I had to watch out for how fast he could possibly get that off. So I expected to switch here, but I'm gonna build up to another Power Whip and see if I can force a shield. Get that excellent, and he does not shield it, and the Mantine is down. So next he brings in his own Ferrothorn. And I'm like, oh, this is pretty iffy. I'm like, I got both Ampharos and Kingdra, both of which can lose to Ferrothorn. So I decided to get off Flash Cannon straight away. He doesn't shield that first one. I decided to switch out because I don't want to get more energy. And he switched out for some reason to Stunfisk. And I think he just got scared that it might be Blaziken. So he might have blind spotted there. I'm not entirely sure. So I got the debuff. And he's going to throw off a charge move here. But I decide to shield it up. So it is discharge. But it would have done still a decent amount of damage, even though it's debuffed. So I'm gonna get off another Octazooka. Get the excellent, and the Stunfisk is down. So he brings back in the Ferrothorn. I believe I'm not gonna shield this just because, you know, there would be no point to wasting my last shield. So I decided to bring in Ampharos. At this point, I believe a Thunder Punch could pretty much KO the Ferrothorn. So I'm gonna shield up here, build up to 2 Thunder Punches, get rid of that last shield, and then hopefully take out that Ampharos. That Ferrothorn. So we get off that first Thunder Punch, we get the excellent, he shields it, and then I have the second one ready, and that's going to be GG's for round 1. Or for match 1. Coming into the second battle, I lead off with Kingdra, and he leads off with Ferrothorn. So it seems like a lot of people tend to go with Ferrothorn in the second matches against Kingdra teams. So I decided to bring in my safe switch, and he brings in Blaziken. Now I want to see if I can do the same bait as I did last time, but he's overcharging quite a bit, so I have to watch out for that. I'm going to get off the Weather Ball, and we're going to see if we can bait that shield. We get up the excellent, he does shield it, and I'm going to go for the Kamehameha again. Can we do it again? No, hey, he shielded it, so now he's shieldless against my Kingdra. So we bring back in Kingdra, hoping that he doesn't have Stone Edge on that Blaziken. He has Brave Bird, and I'm like, wow. So that's pretty nerve-wracking, but we're able to get to an Octazooka. It's pretty spicy running Brave Bird on your Blaziken in this meta. But he brings in his Ferrothorn. I switched out quickly to my Ferrothorn so I could tank the charge move so he wouldn't be able to get that much energy on me. But we do lag a little bit here, but that's okay. So I'm gonna let this go through, I believe. Yep, but it's Thunder. So he's running a Thunder Ferrothorn and a Brave Bird Blaziken. It's pretty spicy. So we're gonna get off the Flash Cannons. I believe I am able to take him out straight Flash Cannon. So we do. I believe that was a ZMP tie, but I get off another Flash Cannon. I believe it's not gonna KO though. Oh, it does. And he brings in Stunfisk, and I'm like, crap, am I able to... Please, please, please. Because Mud Bomb is neutral against Ferrothorn. So I gotta build up to at least 2 in order to take this match. So we get off the first Power Whip. Super effective, it's so close. I'm so close to the second Power Whip here, but it's not gonna KO me. It's not gonna KO me. It's very close though, so we're super close, and... GG's. Wow. But that's the thing, that Forest Cup is very dependent on shields and health, and fast move damage too. But GG's for match 2. Coming into the final battle, I lead Ferrothorn, and he leads Ferrothorn as well. So, pretty good matchup here. Since he has Thunder, I'm pretty sure I win this matchup because I have straight Flash Cannon damage. So I'm going to keep building up energy. I'm going to let this Thunder go through. It's not very effective. It's only single resisted because Grass type resists it, but Steel doesn't, but that's okay. Flash Cannon does more damage in the long run. So we do CMP tie there, but I believe some shields are going to have to be thrown up here. I'm not sure. So he goes for the Thunder again. I'm going to go for the Flash Cannon as well. So he's very low on HP, and I'm waiting for him to switch out here. And he does switch out into Stunfisk, and I'm like, why Stunfisk? So I was thinking, you know, should I switch out here? And I did into Kingdra. Kingdra can take out Stunfisk, and since it's pretty low on health right now, straight Dragon Breath damage. But he goes with the Mud Bomb. I believe he does get to one more charge move here. That was very fast. That was very fast of him to get off 2 charge moves. But I believe that Mud Bomb charges up a little bit quicker than Discharge. So I do shield that. He sends in his Ferrothorn, and it's very low on HP. So he does shield it, because he does have a charge move ready. I was hoping for a debuff there, but it wouldn't have mattered. Gets out the Power Whip, and Kingdra is down. So I believe I bring in, Ferrothorn to farm, which I probably shouldn't have done, because I thought that he might faint before he was able to get off a Power Whip, but that's okay. Does a lot of damage. And what does he have in the back? Blaziken. And I was like, oh, I messed up because I let that thing go through. I should have assumed he was going to bring Blaziken this time, because there's no way I'm going to be able to get off enough damage to get rid of the Blaziken at this point. See, look, counter damage. He gets off a charge move. I'm like, should I? And there's no point in shielding because counter damage straight away. So, yep, that's GG's for the final match. Coming into the final round, I went up against John Simos 99, who is an elite battler. He brought Azumarill, Kingdra, Ferrothorn, Galvantula, Heracross, and Sunny Castform. Now, in practice battles, I've faced Heracross, and I gotta tell you, I straight up despise it. I hate it because if you get in the wrong matchup against Heracross, you're pretty much done for. There's nothing else you can do because that counter close combat damage is too strong, man. So I'm pretty sure I brought Cherrim as a safe switch almost every time here because those weather balls are going to be doing super effective damage to Heracross. I'm not sure how many times I led Mantine. I'm not entirely sure, but these battles are going to be an example of why you should trust your gut. Just do it. Listen to your gut. Don't listen to your mind. If you get the gut feeling that they're going to lead that certain Pokemon, go with that gut feeling. Do not change it up at the last second like I did, but you'll see in these battles coming up. Coming into the first battle, I lead off with Ferrothorn. He leads off with Azumarill, and I'm like, perfect lead matchup. Switches to Galvantula, and I'm like, I'll keep it here because I have Ampharos for that Azumarill. I'm just gonna build a Smart Energy. I believe he's gonna throw off a Bug Buzz here, so I decide to shield. And he does throw out the Bug Buzz. And like I said, most people will go straight Bug Buzz versus Ferrothorn. So I decided to switch out, which I don't know why I did that. So he used another Bug Buzz, and that is a lot of HP gone. So I was like, I have to use a Thunder Punch right now. That was probably not the smartest decision for me to do. But the Galvantula is down. I did have to get rid of it as fast as possible. So he brings in Azumarill, and he farms me down. So I bring back in Ferrothorn. I think I'm going to get off a couple Power Whips right here. So he shields that first one, and I get off a second one right here. Missed a bubble, but that's okay. That's okay. We're in a pretty good position right now. And I expected he was gonna switch right there, but I believe he's gonna throw off. Yup, an Ice Beam. It's neutral damage. Switches to Castform. Great matchup. So I just gotta watch out for the Solar Beam, and then hopefully he doesn't have another Ice Beam ready for Ferrothorn in the back. I don't think he has enough for a Solar Beam here, but I'm just going to shield up just in case. He did have enough for a Solar Beam. Wow. Oh my god. Oh, that would have been miserable if I let that go through. So, we got all that excellent Bubble Beam. We're just going to farm it down at this point, I believe. Yep, I think he has a Weather Ball. That's all he has at this point. So I'm just going to debuff Azumarill. He switches out quickly. And I'm going to get off a Bubble Beam. Debuff it. It's very low on HP, so even if he gets off a Play Rough or an Ice Beam at this point, it will not KO Mantine. So I'm going to switch out. He does shield it, and I'm going to switch out to hopefully catch a charge move. But I don't switch out. I actually do it so that he can't. I actually keep Mantine in there so that he can't use any energy on my Ferrothorn. And I have a close to the power, but I have a Bubble Beam ready, and that's going to be GG's for match 1. Very well played, but things change pretty soon. You'll see. Coming into the second match, I lead with Mantine. He leads with Ferrothorn. Bad lead matchup. And like I said, almost every second match, people lead with Ferrothorn. So I switch into Blaziken, and we had to redo this battle, so we already knew that I was going to switch into Blaziken. He lagged in the last battle, so he's going to get off a Power Whip. I wasted his energy. He switches into Azumarill, and I'm going to get off a Stone Edge here, just barely. It's going to do a decent amount of damage because Blaziken's attack is so high. Look at that. Wow, all that health gone. So I'm going to bring in my Ferrothorn, and I believe I let this go through. Yep. Ice Beam, I let it go through. I'm gonna see if but unfortunately, I thought that you could try and farm it down. They were that low, but Bullet Seed is not a move that you want to farm regular water types with. You want to try and farm the ground water types like the Mud Boys with Bullet Seed. Any grass type move can do it, but you do not want to try and farm Azumarill. It's too tanky to do that. So He brings in his own Ferrothorn, and I'm like, oh, this isn't that bad for me, honestly. So I'm gonna get off just the Flash Cannon straight away, see if I can get rid of those shields. But he switches into Galvantula, and I was like, oh my god, no, I should not have switched. But I got off the Ice Beam. Probably a debuff first would have been preferred, but it's going to be GG's, because what else can I do? He has 2 shields. Not much else I can do. I don't have enough energy to get off enough Power Whips to take out that Ferrothorn. So I'm just going to let this go through. Not very effective, but still doing a decent amount of damage. Gonna get off that Power Whip. He's gonna let it go through. Yep. So yep, it's low, but I'm just gonna shield anyway because, you know, gotta give myself a fighting chance, right? So I block the Power Whip, and I'm just gonna CMP tie. Oh well. GG's for match 2. In this last battle, I made the mistake of switching Mantine out of the lead and putting it in the back, and I had it. I was like, I knew he was gonna leave with Heracross. I just didn't know when it was gonna come. But I should have gone with my gut, and you'll see why I keep messing up here. So I go with the Weather Ball, right? And he uses the first close combat, so I'm gonna shield this up, of course. Close combat, switch to a Azumarill, and I was like, okay, maybe I have enough energy to try and bait him, which I should not have done. I should have gone straight with the Solar Beam because I can't Kamehameha that Azumarill into oblivion. He didn't fall for the bait, and I'm like, I just lost completely because he didn't fall for the bait. I can't do anything now. Because look, he has a Azumarill. I have my Ferrothorn on his Azumarill, but he has something in the back that'll beat my Mantine, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna build up the energy. If I'd gone with my gut, man, it still stings. Even now, it still stings because I knew I was right. I was right in the back of my head. I was like, he's gonna lead Heracross, but I'm not so sure about that. So get out the Power Whip and I switch, and look what he has, Galvantula. I so would have won this if I'd just gone with my gut and led Mantine and had Cherrim and Ferrothorn in the back, but GG's. Very well played. So, what did we learn from this practice tournament? Well, trust your gut. That's super important. Don't ever doubt your gut. It's gonna happen sometimes, but make sure not to listen to this. Listen to this. It's in here. Also, in Forest Cup, shields and fast move damage are super important. There are so many things in this cup that are so squishy. So having something like Kingdra, something with counter damage, something with fire spin damage, even Volt Switch damage can do so much damage to your opponent's team if you land in the right matchups. Also, having a good safe switch is super important. So let's say they lead Ferrothorn, you have Kingdra or Water type in the lead. Having Cherrim is a pretty good idea because that can take out the Grass type or the Water type possibly, or whatever they switch into. Like if they switch in Blaziken like you saw, you can bait with the Weather Ball and get off a Solar Beam, or possibly force both shields. So, it's late, I'm tired, I just gotta get some sleep, man. Thank you guys for watching, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like and subscribe for more content from Pokemon GO PvP, and I'll see you in the next video. See you later, guys.